Thank you. David Thorall, 206 Charlotte Street. I wanted to share something. Tonight, there was an emergency meeting of the Waterbury Neighborhood Council. And so I am here as a member of the Waterbury Neighborhood Council to read to you a position that we took by vote. I think it was a unanimous vote. The Waterbury Neighborhood Council strongly supports the expansion and protection of democracy and the free speech rights as guaranteed under the First Amendment of the Constitution. In general, we oppose any attempt by any elected official or body to violate, modify, limit, or eliminate the civil rights of its residents, or an individual right to freedom of speech and participatory government at public meetings and hearings. Therefore, we oppose the rule changes adopted by the Board of Alderman, which hinder the content of free speech, limit the scope of our democracy with the 11-day rule in order to speak about non-agenda items, and the further limitation of our representatives to speak on behalf of citizens during discussions between aldermen. So just so everyone knows that there is a body representing neighborhood associations in the city that, and this is a good thing, I think, that if it's felt that the leadership, which is duly elected, is not protecting these rights, this body will step up. As participation in this process of democracy. And that's what's so important here. There are many of you who are sitting for your first term, and there are people that spoke here tonight who could have been elected, they were not elected, and they might have been sitting in your chair as well. So, and we have speakers who have sat there before. So there's kind of a role playing that goes on, but we all participate. And so the question I have to ask is, did anyone call a friend, phone a friend before making this decision? Call somebody outside of your sphere of decision making, the majority of the speakers who are now, to just ask how it might go down. Because this decision that you made, and thank you very much for having reversed it and seen the wisdom of doing that, this decision cut across all political stripes. There are people standing here at this podium who voted for the members of the majority and would like to see them have long careers. And they are standing here in criticism of that kind of move. There are people that come from the other side as well. And it was a unifying thing. And I can tell you, I started getting emails from across the country, what's going on? And then I started thinking, actually, to thank the majority for having made that decision in the first place, because it brought us to a place where we can all be reminded together of this democratic crisis. This building was built in 1877. The people that sat here didn't come along very far after our founding fathers created this great Constitution. And so we have a privilege to be here together today in this process. I'm only thankful that we are here together, and that, you know, a fellow today hit my car as I was pulling down Willow Street and turning right onto West Main to get my oil change and tubular. And he hit my car, and there was no damage, and we actually gave each other a big hug. And it was a wake-up call to him and to me both, you know, got to think a little bit, got to be, you know, be focused on everything. And so maybe this is a wake-up call to everybody. Thank you very much. That we do need to consider the people that are being governed and led as we make each decision. Because if you had, I really don't think that you would have made that decision. If you thought about my 82-year-old mother, that she might have to make a second trip down to City Hall in order to file her intent to speak, which would effectively double the effort she would have to make to have access to it. Sounds a lot like the voter laws that we see being put in place that make people work harder to get to register to vote in some states. And here in Connecticut, we don't have that. I want to close with a quick quote from Thomas Jefferson. He was really in the spirit that I come to you, it really is a spirit. We all love Waterbury. And so in that spirit, Thomas Jefferson, I never considered a difference of opinion in politics, in religion, in philosophy, as a cause for withdrawing from a friend. And so I know that I can call you all, and I take recourse to that from time to time. People that sit in different parties, and we all work together. And I want to thank you for being here, serving the city of Waterbury, and as well the residents for serving as well in this volunteer way that they do. Thank you.